That's Mike.
And that's Toya. And this is
Tech
Tech Beats and Bytes. Toya, what's going on?
Just trying to stay healthy. Listen.
Toya's not feeling well today, y'all.
Right, excuse the voice.
Got the I don't even know which voice I You know, back in the day I could have said anything. Now if I say the wrong thing, we can get boycotted right here. You got the voice going on though.
Yeah. We gonna make it work though. At least I could talk. The other day I couldn't talk.
Oh, is that bad?
Yeah, that thing was gone.
Oh. Benefits of having kids, huh?
Right.
Y'all be trying to sell everybody else on that dream. That's cool though.
How you been?
Got a lot to talk about this week.
As always.
A lot though. A lot of stuff happened. I've been good though. Trying to do my 21 days of gym before winter really hit.
So what that's looking like?
I've been all right. You know, it's a good place to clear your mind. It's a place where you can not answer the phone and have an excuse for not answering the phone.
True.
You know, you say something. I was in the gym. Probably like, well, why you ain't answer the phone? I was in the gym. But we know y'all are here for some stuff, so let's go ahead and get into it. Enough about us. General Assembly has officially announced its regional expansion to Miami, armed with its high-tech training programs aimed at upskilling employees for future work. The New York-based skills training company will be bringing its training in data science, digital marketing, UX, UI design, as well as online immersive coursing and coding to South Florida. It officially launched this program November 1st. Have you heard of General Assembly before?
Mm-hmm. I have.
So great program. If you guys don't know about it, go make the adjustments. We live. People can see that.
Right. What happens behind the scenes?
I'm saying. Still got about 20 pounds I need to lose anyways. Just a quick update on forgiveness. WeWork's valuation fell from $47 billion to $8 billion.
Ooh, that thing. Look, everybody need a parachute. Look, whoever invested in WeWork, y'all all need parachutes.
I'm just gonna say this one more time. They fell from $47 billion to $8 billion.
That's a hard drop. Hard drop.
There's pain and then there's this shit.
Right.
So now SoftBank owns 80% of it, but it's still in business. I don't know how they plan on making $8 billion. And Amex, if you give them my credit card number for that free membership that I got, I will be calling in to dispute those charges. Just want to put that out there. So, I mean, you talk about forgiveness, Toya, and you see we had a great conversation last week with the investor platform.
Yep.
We was at PAM,
Capital
Days with Venture. And we was talking about forgiveness there, and also just noticed some people in the room got kind of uncomfortable when things were addressed directly at them. Anything you kind of want to add to it when we talk about this forgiveness and this beautiful parachute that was given out?
No, I think we kind of talked about it a couple of weeks before. And it's the same story, right? So we know what this looks like. We know that things are put in place to make it easy and comfortable for those who are involved. And it's just, do you ask the question, is it fair, right? You think about all the people who get laid off, and those people don't get fantastic parachutes all the time that can allow them to go and start a new business or do something different. So, who was it? Was it Zappos, the CEO of Zappos? Which one of them was the one who really started to try to democratize?
Yeah, Zappos.
His
out in Vegas, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm not going to take this big CEO salary because my business is a success because of everybody who's a part of it, right? So when will we get to see that more? When will we start to sort of see the true sense of what business is? And that is not the person at the top that's making millions upon millions of dollars, and then the people at the bottom who are putting in the work that is actually the foundation of the business, succeeding as well, right? So
I'm just gonna put that at 2,000 next to never.
right, right, because people was like, oh, so he's doing it, maybe it'll become a trend, right? And we're still waiting. I don't know. Maybe one day. I'm optimistic.
I'm not.
Let's see.
So still less letters than Twitter is petty, and less letters than Facebook is Twitter. Because Jack has been throwing out some zingers. Twitter CEO escalates his war of words with Zuckerberg and tweeting fun at Facebook's new logo. So if you guys haven't noticed, Facebook has now made a all caps gradient logo. I have no idea what that's about. For the sake of branding and everything else, I really never understood the all lowercase either. Just putting that out there, but it worked. So Jack Dorsey just decided to make fun of him because Jack has also made fun at Mark because Jack said he wasn't going to do political ads. Jack actually did something right. Yay to Jack. But Facebook announced that, a all new all caps design of its corporate logo will be going out. So I haven't seen it. I saw it, but I haven't seen it used in space. I don't know how that's going to go for them.
Let's pull this up real quick. Everybody join in.
Yeah, if you haven't, just see if we can find it real quick. We're going to put it in the comments below, make the show even more interactive.
Right. Share the goodness with everybody.
Yeah, you see it?
Yeah.
It's like a tender swirl.
Right.
That's how you feel about it?
I guess. Okay.
It's not even, you know what? It's stupid. It's just, it's just a bad brand.
Is it so what, I wonder what they're going for. Are they going for the many shades of Facebook, trying to be inclusive?
Yeah, Mark
in
is
their
shady.
Branding.
Mark is very shady.
Is that what they're going for? Are they going for all in one, from the light to the dark?
Maybe they're going for
together.
A news look since they're focusing on news. So maybe this is like their MSNBC, CNN version, or more so Fox News or Breitbart for Mark. Whoever's paying the most money.
I guess.
So people out there, if you looked it up, tell us how you feel about it.
Right. Drop some comments below. We shared how we felt about it.
Hey, Mona, you're there. You used to be a designer with me over at PNP Design in Naples. Mona, tell us what you think about the new Facebook logo. So friends and friended. So I don't know if we need more technology to make friends because even less people talk at the clubs in the first place. So I'm really not getting this.
Is this really working? The swipe left, swipe right? Like, is it working? I don't think so.
Have you, you can go into Starbucks and you can tell the first dates, or should I say the first Tinder meetups where don't meet me at my house because I want to make sure you're not crazy. But you can kind of see them when you walk in.
Right.
Always somebody's already halfway through their drink, another person just getting theirs. But on Friended, this is the part I don't get. On Friended, users can post to the community about what they're thinking or feeling. You can already do that on every other platform.
Right.
But rather than catalyze a town hall, which I guess means let people openly respond to you.
Right, comments.
Members of the community can respond privately to the post.
DM.
Offering their insights, anecdotes, or advice.
Unnecessary. I don't know.
While it's unnecessary, I just want you to know they're raising millions of dollars.
Of course they are. That goes back up to what we talked about earlier. I'm scrolling up the page to go back.
I don't get it. The idea is to give people a chance to share how they really feel in a vulnerable one-to-one setting. That's called counseling. But basically they're saying people feel more lonely now than ever before.
And this is helping how? I'm just saying.
Let's continue to feel lonely in our phones.
Right. Like, how are you solving my problem? If I'm at home and I'm alone.
Y'all have already shut down clubs. I mean, we're about to go back to dinner parties because at least y'all will take pictures of the food and it makes sense. I don't know. I just got an idea. I'm just going to throw this out there.
Throw it.
Get out of your damn phone and go meet some people.
Right.
That's how you would not be lonely. They have this amazing app called Meetup. Meetup is actually a pretty good app for people that are social introverts that want to get out. You can find particular interests and go out and meet people.
Yes. I loved Meetup when I moved back to South Florida from New York. Because I was like, where are the people? Where are the people?
But just so you know, they've raised $500,000 in their seed round. Now the thing is, we have another group down here that's actually in Miami, organization by the name of My Circles, and My Circles has been around for like Leon's been doing My Circles for 4 years. So I don't understand why y'all didn't just give Leon the money, because first of all, Friended is just a stupid name. At least I like the name My Circles. And Leon went and got that tattooed on his forearm. He's serious. The arm he broke, by the way.
All right, TMI.
So, he was dedicated.
Yeah.
So we talked about domination of data and how much is data worth to you. And I know you guys may see articles one way, but in our circle, when we see articles, we see it another way. Amazon's new plan to dominate the grocery delivery is now making Amazon Fresh totally free for its Prime members.
What? I'm a Prime member. You better say that again.
We got all kind of excitement going on in here. I thought I put some more of this in here. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and jump down. I got to go to the Bytes because it's tech, but it was more so national news. Amazon showed investors that'll do whatever it takes to beat Walmart and Target, not too hard to do, in the shipping wars, like spending 46% more on shipping so your packages arrive in 1 day instead of the old 2 days. If you haven't noticed, a lot of your stuff now gets there in 1 day. But that also means that grocery delivery on a wide selection of fresh goods like meat and produce is now just another Prime perk alongside 1 day delivery on regular merchandise and free movies and music streaming. With the move, Amazon has positioned itself as an even fiercer competitor to Instacart, Walmart, and several regional deliveries. So
Amazon coming for them throats. Y'all ain't ready.
They not even playing fair. So now you're going to be getting your stuff in less than 2 hours.
Ooh.
Which is probably why y'all need Friended, because y'all don't even go out to buy groceries.
I was gonna say, what was the name of that Disney movie, Wall-E, where all the people was fat and in the little wheelchair things? Because that's what we're going towards. We're like not moving.
Like
what are we gonna do?
So
and I actually like to shop. Like I enjoy shopping.
I hate going to the grocery store, but it's always entertaining. The only place I won't go is Walmart on a Friday night or Saturday at midday. It's like a club.
Everybody needs a good IKEA stroll. You know, like
I get lost in IKEA and end up eating one of them nasty hot dogs. I always end up eating a hot dog, even though I don't want one. So, and you're right, David. I mean, Amazon might as well. You know what? The only thing Amazon should think about doing that they probably haven't done yet, if Amazon opened a church, just consider it game over.
Oh, they coming for Kanye next. Nobody's safe.
If Amazon have a church and all you got to do is tithe 15% of your purchases to Amazon, it's gonna be. It's going. I mean, Jeff, don't take that. That'd be bad. That'd be bad for Jesus, but it'd be great for me because I go to church every other day. So. I don't know if that's going to be the best for him, but I just want you guys to know that's what's happening there.
That basically means find a hobby or a recreational sport so you don't become a fat piece of potato sitting on the couch.
Do something.
Jeez, because everything just going to come to you.
So we have something a little bit more serious in tech. Let's hope that while saying this, they don't shut us down since we're streaming live. So Byron Allen versus white supremacists. Byron Allen versus white supremacy, also known as Comcast. Byron Allen, the black media mogul who owns such assets as the Weather Channel, very important, very important, is currently in litigation with Comcast, which recently he won the appeals on, and now Comcast is pushing it to the Supreme Court. What makes this even more interesting is that the Trump administration, Department of Justice, who will be advocating on behalf of Comcast. So the way this works in their presentations, Byron Allen gets 30 minutes and Comcast gets 30 minutes. Comcast has given 10 of their minutes to DOJ Will Barr. Now understand how messed up this is. You're going to the Supreme Court and the Department of Justice is defending and speaking of the 30 minutes, putting 10 minutes of their time into the Department of Justice. We're talking about the abuse of power. Well, we don't talk about it because we made a commitment not to talk about the orange man. When you start talking about abuse of power, you just got to think of how this looks. But at one point, we got to ask ourselves, or also we got to wonder, how many people know how big Byron Allen is, or how big of a deal this is that he's suing Charter and Comcast, which I'm very curious to know why all these companies' names start with C's. For Comcast for $20 million and Charter for $10 million. Billions, yes. Big companies versus a black millionaire that is actually fighting us. Now, we have a little bit more information about that. So we're going to get a little deeper into it. We had more information on that.
But Byron Allen has, so for those who still don't know who Byron Allen is, all those late night shows, like on Friday nights and Saturday nights, where it was a black guy talking to like celebrities, it was like a little talk show. That's Byron Allen. And he started out way back in the day doing that. And he just silently moved through the industry and started to acquire stuff. And he was sort of owning that late night space. And that's where he built his empire. And it positioned him in a place to where he can do things like this. So.
And it wasn't just money. It's also impact media, because
absolutely,
once again, he was controlling the narrative. And when he's already won, he's already run in the 9th district. So you got to understand, although as AP Alicia has told us that a lot of stuff in the 9th district does get overturned because it's a very liberal area, but still, he won both of his appeals against Charter and against Comcast. So the fact that this is even going to the Supreme Court is a problem, but it's also a problem because it has something to do with the 1865 Civil Rights, which was one of the first legislative acts that was put in place to defend what we now know today as affirmative action, diversity, inclusion, civil rights, anything pretty much protecting black people. But we're going to get to that a little bit later. So, and David said Comcast is messing with the feed. Our feed is slowing down. David, I think you just got a bad signal. We're doing fine. We're doing fine. So a 14-year-old solves blind spots for problems for cars. Actually, it did just freeze, oddly enough. So 14-year-old Alania Gosler of West Grove, Pennsylvania, won $25,000 for creating a prototype design to eliminate a car's blind spots. The A-pillar design in the car supports the windshield and provides protection in case of a crash. You know, that back part, y'all look to the side. That's where that's from. But their size and angle can also create blind spots.
Yes.
Also known as, oh damn, when you going over and you didn't actually turn your head to look. And so, especially that is visible to drivers from their usual sitting position or rear view and side mirrors. So since we can't take it off of cars, she decided to get rid of it without getting rid of it. So this is how. First, she placed the webcam on the outside of the pillow on the passenger side, and she used a small protector to display the live feed onto the inside of the pillar. Creative. She also 3D printed a special piece to allow the projector to focus at close range, allowing the driver to see the image more clearly. The team used retroflective fabric to cover the A-pillar to allow light from the projector to reflect back onto the light source rather than bounce in different directions. So, Gosler is in high school now, but she was in the 8th grade when she submitted the project to the Society of Science and Public Broadcom Masters, which is Math Applied Science, Technology, and Engineering for Rise of Stars.
Nice. Competition.
She hopes to make her prototype more unique, patent the design, and submit the idea to automotive companies like Tesla. I'm not sure you submitted this to Tesla. Might want to go with Ford or Mercedes or somebody. But
GM.
Because Musk may just take it from you and it just shows up on the next model of Tesla. Or he gonna actually, some Tesla cars have like multiple cameras already, and the software is just not up to date with how the cars work, the cameras work. But with that being said, congratulations to this young genius out there, and that's very good for a 14-year-old. Yeah. I'm just wondering if she was in one of those incidents. I don't know if you guys have seen that video that's been going viral of the old man that fell asleep while in the car with his son.
I don't know if I should be laughing because I didn't see it.
So they have a camera in there, and the old man falls asleep. He's like, "Oh my gosh, that car just ran me off the road."
No, sir, that was you. You was dozing off.
So a car did drive by me. He was like, yeah, man, that white car. And the son is like, just pull over. He's like, no, I'm okay now. I'm okay. Both of them was clearly in the car knocked out. It was amazing.
Disaster.
So we got very close to the 50 likes that I needed, but we didn't get there. So Dante, if you could, please, let's go ahead and drop the special for the day.
Can never play Fortnite again or even create content for you guys. You know, it's obvious that I made a massive mistake. And of course, I would never think about doing anything like this again. Cheating in anything is just terrible. You should never do it. It's not acceptable. It's zero tolerance. It's just such a dumb thing to do. I know now how big of a mistake this was, and like, there's nothing I can.
So, if you watch that dramatic footage, 70-year-old Mr. Jarvis, a YouTube gamer with more than 2 million subscribers, has been banned from playing Fortnite for life.
What is he gonna do?
First of all, I hope his parents have him on suicide watch, because if you saw that ugly face he made when he was crying, that was horrible. So this is what he did, Toya.
Break it down.
He used aimbots during a public online match, which he was streaming for a YouTube video. Aimbots can be used to automatically focus weapons on opponents, making it easier to get kills. He was not playing competitively when he used the aimbots and openly said he was using the cheat software in the video. So he snitched on himself.
And why?
That's what privilege does to you.
I'm just saying.
I can't put it.
Y'all, that's what I'm over here doing. Look at me. I'm cheating.
So,
Woo.
by the way, Fortnite has everywhere that you can't cheat, no matter how. So,
right, he had like he was playing the cheating version of Monopoly that just dropped. Like, no, sir, that's not what you was doing.
He is also banned from attending Fortnite events and creating content around the game. In addition to posting that dramatic video that you just saw on his YouTube channel, FaZe tweeted, "I'm going to take accountability for my actions, and I understand completely why this happened. I just wish I had known there were severe consequences were at the time, and I would have never thought about doing it. I love all of you who still support me. This is not the end." By the way, go back about 13, 14 minutes. We were talking about this whole thing about forgiveness. Meanwhile, Fortnite's FAQ section, for those that don't know, frequently asked questions, has the following text. "We take cheating very seriously on both legal and game development front. We don't want to tip our hand by talking in depth about how we combat cheating. Cheaters are permanently banned across all Epic products." So,
why are you surprised, sir?
which part? Maybe he has a different definition of severe. You thought that if you got caught cheating, they wouldn't actually implement.
Or maybe he thought I'm openly saying I'm cheating. Hey guys, this is what I'm doing. Hands up. Look at me. That he was going to get a pass. Because he wasn't cheating to win. He was cheating for video.
So you're already waiting for Friended to come out to actually have real live friends. But now you're so insecure with yourself that you cheat to gain your friends.
Cheating is going around. You got people cheating to get their kids into college. You got cheating is cheating. Cheating is serious business.
So you're banned for life. So, I don't know. PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch.
Right. Xbox. Look.
Soccer.
Right, but again, the Madden.
Build your own game.
That too.
Because you won't be playing Fortnite.
Right.
So,
Minecraft.
In these streets.
So in these streets, y'all listen. It is getting crazy out here with this chicken. So videos are going around, and this is not funny at all because it's actually very serious.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
About the man who got stabbed and was killed in the parking lot for a Popeye's chicken sandwich. So that's not funny at all. But what is, and I think that what we need to pay attention to is that if anything, if people wanted to control the masses or do anything to a group of people,
Give them chicken.
now would be the time to put it in a chicken and give it to the people, because we're making ourselves so readily available to this chicken. I still haven't had it, and at this point, I don't even know if I want to have it. Just like I don't want to participate in the craziness that's going on. And so there was another situation, right, where this black woman was acting an ass because they don't have to pay her no. Wait, what? A chicken sandwich from a company that has a black woman acting an ass, but they don't have to pay her no more because, well, y'all are promoting for free. So, what happened to the black Popeye's chicken lady? I thought I was seeing her still. Maybe I'm just seeing old commercials. Maybe she no longer exists. But we've talked about this before when Popeye's basically just leveraged social media for that first chicken wave. So what are they doing now? It's still the same thing that's kind of happening. We have to start to pay attention, use our dollars. And there was an article that came out that talked about better chicken sandwiches. So is it just because it's Popeye's? Is it just because it's Popeye's? Like, what is it? Because you could get a better chicken sandwich. You could probably make a better chicken sandwich at home than the one that you get at Popeye's.
I had some great chicken this weekend.
Listen, I haven't had it yet. I don't know. He reverse engineered it, and it was better. See? Do it yourself, and you ain't got to be in fear of possibly getting stabbed up. Like, there's just too many incidents. And it's over chicken, y'all. Chicken. And watch one of them Netflix documentaries that talk about how chickens are raised to feed the masses. You may not want that chicken no more after you watch that movie. Just saying. Food revolution needs to happen ASAP.
So, Toya, I mean, you bring up an amazing point, but I just want you guys to know the young man that died didn't even get the chicken. He was just cutting the line.
So crazy.
And there was another video as I was preparing for today where a young lady just rammed up the whole passenger side of her car driving against the, them yellow pillars.
Right.
Because she
Jacked
was
it up.
trying to cut the line to get into the drive-through. I mean, just
Y'all.
it's a $4 chicken sandwich, and she did about $4,000 worth of damage to her car.
That chicken sandwich better be off the chart.
Now I will tell you, the chicken sandwich is great, but I will
you had
tell
one.
you, I did. Alicia went and got it for us. I definitely had one. It was great. I ain't even gonna lie. But that made me want to get off of social media yesterday. I literally had to take a break. At that point, I was just like, you know what? This is the Boondocks episode coming to life. Y'all are fighting and killing each other over chicken. I don't even know if Popeyes. I mean, it's almost like when you used to hear the stories back in the day when people were killing other people for Jordans. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, the Jordans cost $100 back then. It was a cool yard. It was $100 for a pair of Jordans, and people was killing it because it was hard to get a pair of Jordans. We are talking about a $3.99 chicken sandwich. Just wait your turn.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. And it just becomes, when will we stop being puppets? Right? So we have a background in advertising and marketing, and we understand the power of that.
They getting a hellified value out of this. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right. But so as a people or as consumers, don't be puppets. Like, don't allow that to take you to the point to where you want to kill people or damage your car. Like, so what are you gonna do now? Like, now that your car's in the shop, can you afford to get it out because you done dented the whole side trying to skip the line?
Look,
was that necessary?
I couldn't afford the damage she did to that car.
Right. Like, was that necessary?
And
was
then, her ego was involved. So it wasn't like she pulled off. She just stayed on it and she just rubbed it all up. It's all rubbed up.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It is so not worth it, y'all. You can make that chicken sandwich at home. You got all the ingredients. Was it chicken and pickles?
Wes made some great, I'm just saying. It is, and that's all it is.
chicken and pickles. Like, stop.
So I just want y'all to know I'm still not canceling that sandwich. Once that line go down, I'm trying to get me one. So
don't be surprised if you grow a third leg or something.
I'm gonna just ride my bike there, so don't nobody hit my car.
Third leg. You be like, what?
So I'm gonna work it
third
off.
leg?
I'm gonna make it an athletic thing. I'm gonna
Everybody who
work
ate
off
the
the weight.
Popeye's chicken sandwich gonna have a third leg. Don't be surprised.
Don't be wishing bad on us because we
I'm
enjoyed
just
it.
saying. They gonna do it. They gonna sprinkle it in.
You just want one.
and they gonna look. And they be like, oh, it worked. Our formula worked. They back.
Oh. So with the beats, the music and entertainment, real quick, because I just saw it and I couldn't even add it to the notes, Toya. So we
What's up?
heard T.I. goes for a annual yearly check to the OBGYN with his 18-year-old daughter to make sure her hymen is intact.
What?
I didn't even want to say that.
That is something that you do with your mom. Like,
First of all, that's just something you shouldn't be doing, bro. Like,
that's not a father-daughter outing.
homie.
That's like, mom, take me to, let's go for my first checkup. Let me, she may want to get birth control pills. She about to go to college. Like,
Bro,
that's an intimate experience.
you just went from
No,
a
sir.
dope series of rhythm and flow to this. I'm a T.I. fan. I'm just gonna have to say it, but like,
I'll be like, Daddy, if you don't sit down, that's a daddy sit down moment. Daddy, have a seat, please.
but like T.I., do you realize natural causes can cause the hymen to rip from any kind of athletic
Right, like-
activity? It doesn't have to be sexual
And who
intercourse.
still does that? Like, are we in like the Victorian age?
And as
Like,
many baby mamas and
chastity
kids
belts
you got,
and things?
Is that really what
What
you want to
is
be
that?
doing?
what? I'm gonna sip some tea on that. My voice was getting
So that's what T.I. did. But anyways, I know, right? I just it's horrible.
what era?
It's talking about entertainment. But now we out. So I'm sure everybody been talking about or heard about the Harriet Tubman movie, Curly in theaters right now.
Yep.
While some people think it's a story about a strong black heroine should be celebrated, there's some resistance to the movie.
Lots.
So
the internets are angry.
yeah, I'm trying to. Have you seen it yet?
No, I haven't seen it yet. Kevin saw it.
What'd he say?
He wasn't that excited about it for many different reasons. One was a male figure in the movie. I forgot the name of one of the characters.
Black villain or the white guy that saved her?
So the white savior piece
Mm-hmm.
was just like where that came from. Then the black man in the movie, I guess he was very docile or something. Like he wasn't a strong black male figure. He was like a simp, I guess, to a certain extent. And then just some of the
I'm sorry, did you just
add-ons.
call this man a simp?
I didn't see it. I'm just telling you from what I heard. It was almost as if all the stereotypes were like put into the movie, and it's like on what factual
Yeah, nah,
base
hold on.
was
Bring that back. We're not gonna let that slide. Did you just call? If that ain't some old Southern talk, did you just call this man a simp? All right. So
I was trying to figure out like how they describe it. So yeah,
no,
somebody that's
simp
like
was very good, very, very clear. I know exactly what you said and was trying to say and meant to say. Look, y'all. Issue number 1. Speaking of civil rights, Comcast is the parent company of Focus Films, the film production company. And as you know, Comcast, as we talked about, is at the center of Byron Allen's $20 billion civil rights lawsuit, claiming that the company discriminates against him by refusing to carry his channels. I haven't been able to watch. I just realized that. Is Weather Channel not on Comcast?
we have Uverse.
So
And I'm about to cut my cable too.
yeah, I'm about to.
I'm cutting the cord
off
officially.
I'm off with Comcast.
As soon as my other Fire Stick come, which it should be here today.
Hulu is off the chain. I'm going with Hulu. Hulu Live is the business. Yes. So just so y'all know, going back to the details of the Allen case, it's the 1866 Civil Rights Act, the first civil rights legislation passed to protect the rights of emancipated blacks after the Civil War, which says African Americans have the same rights as whites to business contracts. Understand, this was not just the basis of civil rights. This was what Martin Luther King was talking about, giving African Americans the boots to pull themselves up by the bootstrap. All right. So the Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that Allen could use the law as a basis for his claims. Comcast is petitioning that the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn that decision. A hearing is set for November 13th. Basically, Comcast wants to take us back to 1865 when we was just freed but not to have the rights to equal opportunities in business contracts. Yeah. Issue 2, the star of the movie, Cynthia Erivo, is that how we're going to say her name?
Roll with it.
All right. Is a British actress. The first problem being raised about this casting choice is whether it's appropriate to hire a British actress to play a historical African-American figure. Additionally, some of Erivo's past tweets, which some interpret to be as offensive to African-American culture, has resurfaced. So she was basically talking down.
Yeah, a lot of the YouTubers were coming for her for that part.
Issue 3 is the complaint that this movie is yet another slave narrative. Yes, it's a slave narrative, but knowledge of your history is power. Rather than pretend slavery isn't a part of our history in this country, which some would surely benefit from, it's more appropriate to make sure that everyone is aware of the horrid truth that underlies the foundation of this country. Hiding this truth only benefits one group, and that group is not representative of the descendants of slaves.
Right. So I will say, when I saw the title Harriet, I was like, oh, yes, right? Oh, that's going to be a dope slave narrative story, right?
Very excited.
But then as things started to surface, you were like, wait a minute, pause, what? Wait, what? What? What's this? What was that a part of the story? And I think some of the creative liberties that were taken with the story, right? So, you know, of course, no one has a truth about all the details that happen. But a lot of times people just fill in.
We know that didn't happen.
Right? They fill in things to just make a story happen. And so then that's where you kind of like look a little sideways, like, really? So I just, from what I've heard, that there's some things in there that are very questionable. And it's almost as if, is this really to position, what's the motive behind some of the filler that we know probably did not quite happen that way? What's the intention behind it? And then we talk about the casting. Okay, so all these bomb African-American
so many
actresses, why, what's that for? So
many.
But again, that speaks back to controlling the narrative, right? So if we own studios, if there are more Tyler Perrys with studios and the ability to create this film, we can determine how this looks. We can determine how this is portrayed and the story that comes through. 1619, the New York Times piece, like, we can do more of that. We have to position ourselves in the places to do so. Support Black creators. That's what that means.
So since we're talking movies, a couple of things I want to shout out and get to real quick. First of all, Tyler Perry had Coming to America and Bad Boys, the last one. So everybody was filming and there at the same time. So you had Wesley Snipes, Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Will Smith, Tracy Morgan, all there at the same time, breaking bread.
Talk about it.
That was amazing.
Right.
That was, bottom line, amazing. And the fact
imagine those trailer conversations. What's up?
And all seeing the names of other famous Black people behind them
in one space.
That was number one. Number two, Courtney B. Vance has been named the president of SAG Foundation. So this is the renowned actor that was, you know, he was known for his roles playing O.J. Simpson in the TV drama, and he's been named the president of the SAG Foundation. So we just got to look at ourselves that we awfully find ourselves fighting for situations like this, fighting for positions, and for him to be named the president, that was a big thing. So we want to congratulate him on his appointment, and we'll be keeping an eye out for his tenure as the president. Now, speaking of entertainment and just going, call my bluff. So Toya, you can no longer talk about In These Streets unless you're talking about me.
What?
Look, man, everybody at Deadspin quit. I don't know what they was thinking. If anybody knows, that was about 15 plus employees, but they all quit at the same time. 5 other people had already kind of bounced. But as a
what's Deadspin?
So Deadspin talks about sports. It's the other end of sports and back end of sports, but they started getting into a lot of political stuff, and they kind of do how we do. You look at topics and how those topics tie into the effects of everything else. But as of Friday morning, all 20 of Deadspin's previous editorial employees are no longer working for the company, and they fired the interim editor-in-chief, Barry Petesky, when he refused to follow the company's mandate to stick to sports in Deadspin's editorial coverage. So they were covering, you know, politics and other issues that were playing in the sports or spinning off of sports.
Right.
And they told them, no, just stick to sports, talk about nothing but sports. And they was like, yeah, screw you. There's bigger issues than sports right now.
I wonder why they were saying that. Were they not seeing the same level of like results, engagement? Were their metrics dropping? Like, sometimes you got to give the people what they want.
Or just consider having a backup staff before you threaten everybody.
That too, right? The interns can't do it all.
Because obviously that didn't work out for you. And speaking of music, just something to think about. A lot of people need to look at what's going on with the music industry right now because consumers built Spotify, but a lot of people may not know this because sometimes we get caught up in the giants. But you have to remember, Spotify saved music. Spotify built the model that revolutionized music. Spotify was really your first streaming platform with major labels and everything. So right now, Spotify is kind of going through its struggles because a lot of people aren't getting the memberships and a lot of people's attention is going to their devices. So you have your Google Plays, you have Apple Music, and you know, if you have an iPhone, you're more likely to get Apple Music than to go down a whole another platform like Spotify. So Spotify's kind of caught itself in a giants battle where you're basically the David versus Goliath story, except in this case, David does have an evaluation of $20 billion, but a lot of people will tell you 85% of music that's uploaded to Spotify doesn't even get heard because of just the way the algorithm works in other platforms. So I don't know what we're going to do to save money or save face. But
Yeah. So I'm not an Apple Music user. I use Spotify.
I do use Spotify.
I like
our podcast
Spotify.
is also on Spotify, by the way. Tech Beats and Bytes on
Check that
Spotify,
out. Bop, bop, bop.
Google Play, iTunes.
But to your point, right? Spotify for me was so again. I'm a shopper, right? I like to shop, and what I used to like to do, like on Fridays, would go to like the music store. So back when Best Buy had like a fantastic music section, I would go and check out new music and kind of like scroll through. I used to enjoy that. It was like really relaxing, and you would just be able to find new stuff. And so once that kind of died, it was like,
place
how
to
do
meet
you
friends, by the way.
right? So how do you find new music that may not get played on the radio? Spotify, Fridays, a discovery stream, right? You see new stuff that kind of like speaks to your musical choices. And yeah, Pandora too, but I just was over Pandora, just sending the streams and stuff. Like I want to be able to choose and discover new stuff. So for me, Spotify gave me that experience, but in a digital space. So I don't know. Spotify, figure something out. Like, make that thing work. That's what I got to say about it.
I'm going to keep my membership, so I'm not going to Apple Music. Although I did hear that.
I didn't like Apple Music's interface. Like, something about it. It's just difficult.
I heard they have officially integrated that Beats streaming platform, the algorithm for the playlist. So I was very tempted, but I'm going to stay strong and I'm going to stick with Spotify.
Yeah.
By the way, best for Miami Metro has been ranked amongst the top areas for minority-owned startups. Who would have known? Miami Metro ranked them on the top areas. South Florida ranks them on the top 4 places in the nation for new minority-owned businesses. They've used data from the U.S. Census Bureau annual survey of entrepreneurs. Only the metro area of Los Angeles, San Jose, and Riverside had a larger percentage. Miami area jumps in 3rd in the nation with 8,375 startups employing more than 22,000 people. Only the New York and Los Angeles metro areas had more professional, scientific, and technical service industries took place. So congratulations to
Go
Miami.
South Florida.
Now, again, just so people know, Miami Metro is pretty much South Florida.
Right.
Just want you to know that.
That's South Florida.
The way that's mapped out, you could be in West Palm Beach and be considered a part.
Right, Miami Metro.
Miami Metro. So
good, cool, 2 hours away.
now this is interesting for entrepreneurs since we were getting into entrepreneurs. The Krispy Kreme run. I'm going to read this story as is because I found this very interesting.
Ooh, the hot light on? Hot now. Hot now.
Jason Gonzalez is a 21-year-old with goals of graduating from college debt-free. Point number one. Krispy Kreme closed its last store in Minnesota in 2008. Point number two. Gonzalez drives 4 hours, 250 miles to Iowa, purchased boxes of Krispy Kreme donuts for $9.49 and resells them for $17 to $20 per box, depending on variety.
Give the people what they want.
All right. He takes orders through a Facebook page called Krispy Kreme Run Minnesota and typically delivers at pickup locations along his route, usually in Target parking lots. What was Krispy Kreme's initial response to Gonzalez's hustle? Well, they told him to shut it down. Why? They were concerned that the donuts were not meeting its quality standards due to the long drive from Iowa to Minnesota. First of all, don't act like we ain't never ate Krispy Kreme donuts the next day.
They have Krispy Kreme donuts in like some grocery stores, and you know them things ain't hot right now. They've been sitting there all day.
Haters. So,
Stop it.
by the way, remember, the buyers knew that these donuts were being delivered via an aftermarket process.
Right.
If the customers were still coming back for more, they were clearly satisfied with the quality. So we just want to know out there.
Oh, that was such a missed opportunity, Krispy Kreme.
First of all, Krispy Kreme should have just hired this boy, or
They could have gave him a hot right now truck.
just give him a franchise. Build a location and let him run it. And just pay off his college debt and make him a franchisee.
They could have gave him one of them like pizza delivery things that keep the donuts hot and let him do his run.
Anything but shut this man down.
Right. With an oven in the back and to keep him warm.
So I just want to
hot right now truck.
Do y'all really think Krispy Kreme was worried about the quality, or were they just worried about losing that upsell money?
They was pissed that he capitalized on them closing and they couldn't make it work. That's what that was. Petty.
So he was killing the game. So you should have invested into him and asked for a cut or whatever he was upselling it. But
that's like the dollar store coming after people who resell their stuff on eBay. Like, stop. Let people do their thing.
if his name wasn't Gonzalez, would he have been shut down?
Krispy Kreme.
So he received a huge amount of support from the masses, and Krispy Kreme has now decided to change their tune because Black Twitter got on him. They are now working a deal to allow him to become an independent operator, and they will be donating 500 dozen donuts to him once he's up and running again.
You should have did that in the first place.
So Krispy Kreme, I just want to know, did you really change your tune because you saw the light, or did you get scared of that backlash of what happens when social media gets a hold of you?
Cancel culture is real.
Because you ain't want to become crispy killer because you just killing this man's dreams.
Right. That cancel culture will shut your business down.
So, Toy, we actually made it through the news pretty fast. I mean, since we don't really talk about politics, we aren't going to ignore the blue wave that's happening. What was that, Kentucky? And got the governor. And I just want you guys to know that some of the seats that have been taken back haven't been occupied by Democrats since the Civil War.
Insane.
Just let that process. Civil War.
Well. But think about it though, right? So Democrats, does that mean Democrat ideology or a party?
The good people.
Because
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Right. Democrats in the day wasn't necessarily who we was voting for.
Look, all I'm saying is, bitch Mitch, we coming for you. All I want to do is see you out of office. And I just don't like you. You're just the evil old man. Like, you look like a dried up prune. You just need to go away.
Have you seen the documentary on Netflix that talks about, what's the name of this one? And it really speaks about how it was on PBS. There was a really good, I need to pull it up, but there was a really good documentary that talks about Mitch and his like aim and his strategy to kind of like control the Republican Party and how he really positioned himself to like take revenge almost on something that happened legislatively like years ago. I forgot it, but it was really good. and you'll be like, wow, that's serious. Like he was plotting for years.
So I think you should come back and post that.
Yeah, I do. I need to pull it up.
Okay.
Pull it real quick while you do your thing.
So we're gonna close out with someone needs to hear this. Go ahead and let Dante drop in that graphic. I'm gonna drink this last bit. Hollywood scorn. Health have no fury like Hollywood scorn. I just want to know out there in Hollywood, are y'all big mad or y'all little mad? Because we mentioned it early. Tyler Perry Studios, 5 of the biggest icons in the movie industry at Tyler Perry Studios, filming sequels to some of the most dynamic movies of the last 2 to 3 decades. And it's no hate at all. And I definitely wish all the families well that's out there suffering, but hell hath no fury. And maybe this is karma that's burning y'all country up. And when I say country, I'm talking about the state of California, because y'all did a lot of wrong out there. There was a lot of black people in entertainment that y'all did wrong. And I know somebody sitting around asking themselves, how in the hell did we let this man build a studio bigger than all of our studios combined, and 2 of our highest grossing movies that are getting ready to be released is being filmed at his location in Atlanta, Georgia, the black mecca of the South, and we can't do nothing about it? Now, a lot of people might be thinking, oh, Michael, you're being petty. There's people losing their houses. The state is having wildfires, and people are losing their homes, and people are being displaced. Sounds a lot like Tulsa, doesn't it? Sounds a lot like Black Wall Street, doesn't it? The only difference between the fires in California versus the fires in Tulsa, one of those fires are man-made. The other one is because of what man did to nature. One of them was able to be controlled. The other one was because of pure hatred. And the thing is I say that, you really can't interchangeably tell me which one I'm talking about. But distinctively, I will let you know this. You're sitting up there complaining about what's going on with Watchmen, and you got people that's mad because people didn't know what people did to those black people in Tulsa. You don't know what happened to Black Wall Street. You don't even know what happened about 200 miles northwest of you in Rosewood, Florida, where a whole black community was burnt down to the ground. The city doesn't even exist anymore. It's just a placard there. I have the basis of sympathy, but you have to think about the pain that we put ourselves through and the things that we don't pay attention to till it's too late. The crisis of what's happening in California, and I'm not just talking about the droughts, I'm talking about the way black people are treated in Hollywood, is nothing new. You have to start paying attention to issues before they become socially profitable. Someone needs to care when it's an issue. Someone needs to care before it becomes the next new thing. There's people out there that's doing the groundwork. You know what I haven't seen lately? None of y'all congratulating anybody that's going to city council meetings and doing the same kind of work Nipsey Hussle was doing. Because things become trends to you. They come and they go. The pain and suffering that's happening in California, not just to the state, but to the black people in the entertainment industry, especially in the movie industry, is nothing new. Richard Pryor talked about it. Richard Pryor talked about it from the aspect, and we still have this conversation of why you can use the N word, but you can't say the F word. The shift of powers. Karma is a forever revolving, moving force that's always going to be around us. But Hollywood, you had a chance to right these wrongs a long time ago. And I'm wondering what's going to happen if those fires prevent you from doing your work. How do you make that call to Tyler Perry and ask him, do you mind if we use your studios? I wonder if he'll be as warm and welcome to you as you was to him when he was trying to make his way into Hollywood. Remove Tyler Perry, remove Hollywood, and think of your situation. Somebody's going through this right now. The earth in front of you is burning. The doors in front of you have been closed. Don't stop working. Work so hard to where you no longer need them, but they're begging you because the earth below them is burning and they have nowhere to go. That's how you make yourself invaluable. That's how you make yourself unreplaceable. Someone needs to hear this.
So, to circle back, because our AP, Daniel, sent it to me, and she's absolutely correct. The Frontline documentary I was talking about was Supreme Revenge that aired on PBS back in May. And it went inside McConnell's decades-long effort to transform America's highest court, including his unprecedented maneuvering after Scalia's death.
Of course, her little nerdy ass would know that.
I was like, yes, that's it. So definitely you could go ahead and go online and stream it, because if you, and one of the things I think we need to do, we haven't gotten into politics yet, but one of the things that we need to do is to start to pay attention to what the other side is doing and really sort of get into the psyche and understand how that works. So watch this, because you'll be like, word?
Yeah, don't watch Fox News because you believe in anything they're saying. Watch Fox News to see what other people are thinking.
Exactly.
Be aware of what other people are thinking.
Mm-hmm. The spook that sat by the door.
Ooh.
That's Mike.
That's Toya.
And this is Tech Beats and Bytes.